whistling at them from the country, yes sir. You know we're straight out of that long week working now. Everybody wanna party all night long, bonfire on the back 40 in the middle of nowhere. Nobody going home tonight till we're straight out of moonlight, straight out of moonlight. Yeah. Just a bunch of John Deere junkies getting funky to some old hang. Nothing been stuck in the mud that we can't hook up to a rusty chain in the sun or in the rain. Yeah, it's the kind of thing. You know we're straight out of that dirty south, dirty roads. Nobody got no money, got them signed up pickup trucks whistling at them from the country. Yes, sir. You know we're straight out of that long week working now. Everybody wanna party all night long, bonfire.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two wide receivers will be looking to be #1 targets on the field in today's game. It's the Seahawks going up against the Cowboys. So with kickoff straight ahead, we'll check in with our broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys. Hello, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. As we get set here, Charles, we talk about wide receivers. You know, Larry mentioned it in the open, but that's a big spot to look at here in this one.
I think he identified it perfectly because these guys have such an impact on the game nowadays because they throw the ball more than ever. And whether they're throwing it short, medium, or long, can they snatch it out of the air and create even extra yardage with run after catch?
Tyler Lockett now with a return. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here comes Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks offense. This past weekend, what a thrilling game they were a part of. And Wilson threw the game winner to Doug Baldwin with just 31 seconds left.
And he threw it 43 times in the game. Tight-fought battle with Miami. But I think what we saw Sunday is a continuation of what we saw in 2015, where they keep putting more and more responsibility for the game on Russell Wilson's shoulders, and I mean especially in throwing the ball.
And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes.
Well, how about that adrenaline? First play of the game, and we have a catch that we're going to talk about probably the rest of this game and straight into the highlights.
Right out of the gate. What an effort. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. 20 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give the Seahawks a 1st down. Good throw, good catch, and the post route successful for the offense.
Really difficult on the defender. He got moved out of the middle of the field and tried to scramble to recover, but it was too late to stop the completion.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And Baldwin, as we noted earlier, when the offense and Russell Wilson came out on the field for the first time, he had that game-winning touchdown grab with just 31 ticks left in this past Sunday's game.
And hasn't it ceased to be a surprise that Doug Baldwin makes plays like that? I mean, let's face it, from undrafted free agent to star receiver, because that's what he is now, because he makes play after play after play. And I thought that started about mid-season of 2015. And now we've got to talk about him being one of the best receivers in the league.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Paul Rich Richardson. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on the opening drive.
It's never any fun, Brandon, when you're the defensive team and the first drive of the game, you give up a touchdown. The key is not to get down. Make those adjustments and come back for your next series with the intent of shutting them down.
Stephen Hauschka for the point after. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Dak Prescott will lead this Dallas Cowboys offense as they come onto the field. In that game against New York, he was 25 of 45, so put the ball in the air a lot, over 200 yards. No touchdown passes, Charles, but maybe more importantly, no interceptions for Dak Prescott.
Tremendous opener for him. To start his career, having to throw it 45 times against a Giants defense that you know is really multiple in what they do. I thought that was really impressive how he kept his poise, and as you mentioned, didn't turn the ball over as well.
Down the numbers. There he goes. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Hauschka now for the extra point. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now Prescott. And here's the first NFL reception for the rookie Ezekiel Elliott. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it a second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So second down, 3 yards to go now. They run with a rookie. Here's Elliott. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Against the Giants, Ezekiel had 20 carries, 51 yards, so not the best numbers. He did score, but by his own account afterwards, he said, I was average.
And I think that's a very mature approach because a lot of youngsters, when they start to play, if things don't go the way they want them to, they blame people. The offensive line didn't open up holes. Oh, this didn't happen. He talked about average himself, and I think that was a great move on his part. There are going to be better days running behind that Dallas offensive line.
Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
Offense needs something here on second down. It is second and long. Here's Prescott. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Dez Bryant, certainly one of the go-to guys, if not the go-to guy for this offensive unit.
One of the most talked about players in the league, as well as one of the most productive receivers. He attacks the football downfield.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion.
Let's go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is incomplete. Jason Witten, the intended target. And that'll bring up fourth down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
So on fourth down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Back deep for the Seahawks, the all-pro returner from 2015, Tyler Lockett. And wow, fortunately he was able to get it back, but it's left his guys in a bit of a hole here. They're backed up deep to start this drive. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On first down, Wilson. Complete. Richardson has it. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And a really good gain there on the post route. Partner, how do you know to go to that pass?
When you're running the ball effectively and the safety likes to dive up there to try and help tackle, that's when you want to hit him over the top of the post in the area he vacates.
Rolls the lone man in the backfield. Here's Wilson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. The wide receivers, often a very, very talented group, and that's the case here.
And they don't mind showcasing it either. Those guys love to be flashy, love to make big plays out in the open field. They will attempt to do so in this game.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Second and 10. It's Wilson again. Wide open receiver complete. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. On first and 10, it's Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he's brought down after a good game. It's a pickup of 21. And the Seahawks are going to have a first down.
A really nice read by the offense. They caught the defense not covering the middle of the field, went to the post route, and found the receiver wide open for a nice gain.
And now a first down following that long gain. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jermaine Kearse, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And there, Charles, he lined up out left, ran the post, caught it over the middle, and the rest, as they say, is history.
And you have to love the scheme that they just showed there, because if you're going to run a deep post, you ordinarily have to get a safety out of the middle of the field. And you do it one of two ways, either by running routes at him that carries him away from it, or you either freeze him in the middle with routes that run underneath so that he doesn't get depth. Then you throw it over the top, and boy, what a successful play that was.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. Now it's Lucky Whitehead on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Holding offense. Stay first down.
Now Prescott. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs. In this case, the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf with rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Deep drop. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
So a big sack on second down. Now let's see what the offense has in store for third.
Here we go. One.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And on the left side, he's got Witten. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That one good for 12 yards. Jason Witten turned 34 back in May and turned in a great stat line in the opener. 9 catches, 66 yards. He's still got it. Born, by the way, I'm told, at the same hospital you were born at in Tennessee.
That'd be Carter County Hospital, Elizabeth in Tennessee. That's his hometown, and he later became a Tennessee Vol. So you know I like this guy. But I think not just his play on the field, how about how he's going to help that young quarterback? Be able to sit with Dak Prescott in film rooms, tell him what he's going to see, try and help him out in different ways. Of course, on the field as well. Jason Witten going to bring along that youngster.
Two seconds to go, first quarter. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And his throw here's incomplete. One quarter in the books. It's the Seahawks on top here early. The NFL on EA Sports continues right after this message.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now Wilson on 1st down. The grab made by Curse over the middle. And he's brought down. They give him 15 more, and it's another 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Second down following the incompletion. Second and 10. It's Wilson again. And that'll be incomplete.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. Now the 4th-year man from Texas A&M, Christian Michael. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And that lead will move from 20 up now to 23. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
Now after the made field goal, Hauschka back out onto the field to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Seahawks defense heads back out there now. They got the stop last time that resulted in a punt, and then it resulted in 3 for their offense.
And this is one time where the defense won't get credit for creating points, but that's exactly what they did. All right, forced them into a punt, turned it over to their offense, and guess what? Points went on the board.
Points went on the board, 3 of them. Now they'll be looking for another stop. They start on the ground with Elliott. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
Let's go! 1-9!
On second down, Elliott. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Here's Prescott. And some room to maneuver. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. The offense lining up 1st and 10. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now Prescott. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Switching gears here for a second, partner. A lot of nail-biters on Sunday around the league. In fact, a lot of the road teams were able to come out victorious.
So much for protecting home field advantage, which every team preaches about. Win all your home games, and that gives you a great chance to get to the playoffs. Think about it this way. Oakland over New Orleans, one of the better games of Sunday. How about Cincinnati going to the Jets and winning? That's a big win for the Bengals. The Giants at Dallas. Detroit at Indianapolis. A lot of people are picking Indy to win the AFC South. And one of the trendier picks to make the playoffs, Jacksonville, they gave it a valiant effort, but Green Bay came in and beat them. And just think how close we were to getting some others. Carolina at Denver, Miami at Seattle, and San Diego, maybe the biggest surprise of the day, how well they played against Kansas City.
Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
So let's glance at a player's spotlight now with Russell Wilson. He's showing off that arm, showing it off very well. They've gotten the lead. Don't forget, though, about the protection he's had. The protection's been good.
And I'll guarantee you he hasn't forgotten about it at all, because that's keeping him clean in the pocket, allowing him to step into throws and make those deep passes come true. I mean, it's just been beautiful for him to do. But guess what? In the huddle, on the sidelines, guaranteed he's thanking those big guys up front for keeping him safe. I have a feeling he may even buy dinner.
Indeed, entertaining to relive some of those deep balls. It's caught. Lockett. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
And now we're circling here around the 2-minute warning.
This is a setup play, trying to get one last one in before the clock warning.
Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. His throw caught at about the 5. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. And time for us to take a break here in the booth. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a feeling those highlights will be pretty one-sided, too.
I think you're right, partner. First and goal at the 3-yard line now. This is Rawls. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Yeah, that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now, there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
Offside. Defense. The penalty is declined.
Now Hausch can attack on the extra point. And the lead is now an even 30. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They go back to the air here after the INT. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. Now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that and pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Offside. Defense. Still second down.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. To the sideline, and a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Can you do any more work or make it more dramatic for not much gain than what we just saw there? Did you see how his toes got down? Tip-tap, got him down. But what did he get out of it?
He sold the sizzle. He just had no steak.
I mean, was it 1 yard?
Yeah, plays like that, you at least expect a first down. They're just 1 yard. He'll look to throw. Going right side, he has Witten. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
That was a nice catch, and if the goal was to get into field goal range, it certainly appears that they accomplished that.
Well, and sometimes that's what you dial up in these situations, right, when you want 3?
Well, if the goal was to get into field goal territory, even though it'll be a long attempt, I think they accomplished that.
And sometimes you have plays for that. It's not always a first down when you want 3. get a little bit closer, making an easier shot.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to concede to the defense, and they know what you're trying to get done, and to try and get any more than that is almost folly. Take what you can get, maybe have an opportunity to put 3 points on the board.
Well, at least they won't take a goose egg into intermission as they do carve out 3 points here in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
Yeah, it hasn't really been the greatest of first halves. They've looked out of sync, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But a field goal here at least gives them some momentum as we tick down toward halftime.
This is fielded at the goal line. Ooh, the juke. Muscles him off. Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and put him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
It's complete to Lockett. Tyler Lockett past the 20. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 75 yards. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Here's Hauschka for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. They come out here in the eye. They go to Elliott again. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. And it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves him with 7 yards to go on third down. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense.
A nickel look by Seattle on third down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on fourth down. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you over to our headquarters in Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Cowboys have been worked over in the first half and trail big right now. The Seahawks have done whatever they want, and they'll just try to keep that up in the second half. All right, let's get it going. Let's roll those first half highlights. Seahawks opening drive. Richardson's able to get open here, and this 4-play drive goes for a touchdown. Seahawks on top by 6. Cowboys with possession early in the first. The ball's going to come out on the run. Seahawks recover the ball and return it for a touchdown. Lead now goes to 13. 1st and 10. Quick pass and completion is made here, and this 4-play drive goes for a touchdown. That takes the lead up to 20. Seahawks take over late in the second. Wilson's going to find his mark. This goes for a touchdown. Seahawks way out in front. So that's it for us. We'll go back now to Arlington for the start of the second half.
All right, Larry, indeed a one-sided affair to this point as we get set for half 2. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is going to do that. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Tony McDaniel, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is, will he be able to bounce back in the next one? Because right now, this has not been his game.
What's tight? Tight is right. What's tight? Tight is right. Everyone's got 4.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Well, they've gone backwards so far in this series. 3rd and 13. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Here's Prescott. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Returnable for Lockett. Oh, nice move. He won't go down. 34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Doug Baldwin and company getting ready to go again on offense. And any time a receiver's over 100 yards like he is, maybe the D coordinator scratching his head a little bit. If you're the D coordinator, what are you doing? Whatever he's not doing.
That's the best way to put it. But you have to treat him like the hot shooter in basketball, the guy that's just not missing. You run enough people at him to make him give up the ball in basketball. In this case, you've got to cover him with enough people that they throw the ball to someone else and make them beat you.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Last week, Charles, I got your thoughts on the touchback now being out to the 25 instead of the 20. In week 1, we saw the Patriots going with the higher kickoff, shorter to try to pin teams back inside the 20. Interesting how some teams may approach that.
And you always have to think about the Patriots as being one of the teams that's going to be on the cutting edge of analytics and how they see things. That old thinking outside of the box. They've done it the entire tenure of that organization, the present regime that we see. So when they're sky kicking it and trying to keep them inside the 25, they're playing the percentages of the farther you have to go to try and score the better our odds of you not getting there and making a good play ourselves.
They'll run with Rawls. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On second down, Rawls. Oh, look at the juke. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Give them 12 yards on that one. It earns them a fresh set of downs.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Here's Wilson to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Play clock winding down. They'll try to run with Rawls. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Thomas Rawls, his second touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Hauschka now for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This is fielded a couple yards deep. What a spin. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. They'll start the drive with Elliott, and they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game, but here we are in the second half. I think it's time to change things up. Let the running game go a little bit. Let's get to the passing game, and if you still want to get in the hands of the runner, maybe you swing it to him, throw it to him a little bit, try it that way.
Again, it's Elliott. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Now Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete. Lance Dunbar is running back the intended target. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now it's Lockett. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Now Wilson on 1st down. It's caught, Lockett, and he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
But right now, maybe they're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big.
Fresh set of downs here.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Hey, 4 down.
The play clock's running down. So a penalty that can frustrate a coach so much, a mental error, and it'll back him up 5 yards.
Delay of game, offense. Still 1st down.
So now 1st and 15. Now Wilson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Here's Wilson. And that one is incomplete. He just dropped it. But they're up big on the scoreboard, so maybe he can chuckle about later. And the offense looking to pick up the 1st down after the 2nd down incompletion. So 3rd and 15 and an extra defensive back in the game now.
Flooding the passing lanes.
And he's got Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. Wilson. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. Again, Wilson. That's caught at the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And put a really nice gain right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
Encroachment, defense. That penalty is declined.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Offense looks to punch it in here from the... And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And time now for the Seahawks defense to take their spots again on the field. They were able to force that 3 and out. That led to a touchdown. Defenses obviously love 3 and outs. They want more of that.
They created a very short and not too sweet stint for the offense by getting them off the field that fast, but it set up their own offense, gave them a little spark, and they took it downfield and scored.
Now the question, can they do it again? Let's see. Here's Prescott. He hits Beasley right side. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll make it 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete. Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. Now Prescott. He completes it to Bryant. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Back to throw now on 1st down. On the left side, he finds Beasley. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Second down now after the pass completion. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. They'll look to throw again. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. And a play like that, with how far he had to go to make that sack, shows how athletic defensive ends have become in the NFL.
And not just athletic. This is coached in a big way. Run to the football at all times. How about him never giving up on it and pursuing all the way across the field?
Nine yards to go. It's third down. He'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up fourth down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment, and to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today.
Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one. And incomplete. Probably should have had that one, but with the game he's having tonight, maybe they'll let it go. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Wilson wants to throw it. Now there's that man again. It's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. And now he's closing in on 450 yards passing.
That's an incredible number. I mean, you're talking about the best defenders in the world that you're trying to throw the ball against, and you're creating that type of a number.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout. And now we're set to get going. Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. There he goes, right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Dan Bailey now for the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now, to put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes. Get out of there.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. Oh, Wilson going to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket. And he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me. Now let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys.
And look at this. It's a fake. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Orlando Scandrick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Here's Prescott. And this one complete to Witten over the middle. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it's a second down. And this is one of those, Charles, as broadcasters, we dread a little bit. We had to go deep into the stat sheets and notebooks to find stuff to talk about.
I hope you didn't notice, but I was stealing your notes as the game went along. I was like, Brandon was ready to go. Plenty of information. I started stealing from page 15 and 16 before you even looked down.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com.